Well, ladies and gentlemen, mark these dates in your calendar because IPL 2024 dates are finally here. IPL 2024 will be played from March 22,
Likely be played.
likely,
Likely be
but
played.
mostly it will be played at that time. March 22 to May end. May end. That is the tentative date that is there. May end. We don't know the exact date as it is. March 22 is the likely date for the start of IPL 2024 and it could end by May end. This is a very important date, May end, because at least it will give you 10 to 12 days to prepare for the ICC World T20 that will begin from June 4th in the West Indies. And if you look at it, it comes 11 days after the end of the fifth test between India and England in the World Test Championship. Remember, the fifth and final test is from March 7th to 11th. And then after that, 10 days later, you have the IPL 2024.
That's right. Interestingly, and why the dates are always very closely linked, especially with this particular edition of the IPL, everyone's been looking at what the dates would be. By the way, you're looking at 5-6 additional days of IPL this time around, because remember the number of games are going to be increasing this time around. You're looking at 90 games of the IPL being played this time around. Last year you had 74, if memory serves me right,
Yes,
Siddharth.
yes.
Also, the other thing, general elections. General elections in India are going to be happening around that time, which is why 22nd is understood to be the time that the IPL starts this time around. But because there's the Election Commission of India that's also involved over here, and the BCCI is working very closely with the poll body, that's where that final understanding perhaps still needs to be struck in terms of when exactly you're looking at the IPL kicking off as far as the 2024 edition is concerned. Just that last hurdle over there, but understanding at the moment is that 22nd of March is when you're looking at the IPL starting, and then it goes on all the way till May end. As far as the end of IPL is concerned, it looks like the same duration that you're looking at, but it's just the start which is being pushed back a little because you're looking at more games. So possibly a couple of extra double headers as well you're going to be seeing this time around. That's one bit of the update that we have for you as to what the tentative dates are for IPL 2024. Let's tell you about player availability, because there's something about Josh Hazelwood that we're learning right now.
Yes, Josh Hazelwood will not be available in the IPL until April. So whichever team picks him in the auction, they are risking a big thing, because Hazelwood not available till April. It means that he'll miss almost half of the IPL by my estimate. 40% of the IPL though he's definitely missing, because he's expecting the birth of his child, and second, there is also the specter of the Sheffield Shield final. Cricket Australia said players will have their own individual choice if they want to participate in the Sheffield Shield or if they want to go and play in the IPL. But Hazelwood is confirmed that at least till April end he may not be available.
That's one thing that you'll have to look at, and because there isn't, as far as IPL teams are concerned, you don't quite know what time in April you're expecting him to be back.
Yes.
Which is the big risk that IPL franchises will now be taking with Josh Hazelwood, because remember, he's been released by the RCB, possibly with RCB wanting him to come back at a cheaper price, and other franchises also, because he's a proven bowler, as we know, with his skill set. But when exactly will he be available, that is something that cannot be a certain right now. For the month of April though, what point he returns, that is something you don't know. Let's say even if it was to be sometime midway through the month of April, he would have missed good 25 days of IPL. So that's time lost as far as services of Josh Hazelwood is concerned, because with him, he is definitely one of those bowlers you're going to be bagging for about 8-10 crores, as has been seen in the past as well. He's going to be high in demand tomorrow. But now, does the interest, now that this news is broken, does the interest as far as franchises go? But if the interest level drops over here, it is bound to be shifted to some player or the other. Maybe it benefits somebody like a Stark or a Cummins,
Yes.
who are also going to be in the fray. If there is lesser interest here, that means greater interest somewhere else.
And that is the reason why, see, Cummins and Stark might attract the big bids. Hazelwood might not attract it because of his unavailability at this point. Now, people asking about the general elections and everything. Look, general elections will be held in 7 stages. In whichever stage the election is, in that particular region or city, you are not going to host the IPL. The BCCI will be in consultation with all the stakeholders involved. Only after that the schedule will be released. It won't clash with the general election polling, and it won't clash with any other things, because we know that security apparatus need to be deployed entirely for this thing. So that is the situation that we have at this point in time. So as far as other players are concerned, there is Dushmanta Chamira, One Indu Hasranga, they are all available for this. Tuskin and Shariful for Bangladesh, they have withdrawn from this. Rehan Ahmed of England has withdrawn from the IPL auction, and that's why all the others like Chris Wokes, Adil Rashid, Phil Salt, they are all available along with Harry Brook for this. And if you want to look at any other big name in this, then South Africa, most of the players are there.
So South Africa,
New Zealand are available.
South Africa, New Zealand, and even Sri Lankan players have been given the clean sheet. They've been given a complete clearance as far as the boards are concerned. So these from these 4 nations, players have been given a complete free hand to participate in the IPL. Just that one thing with regards to the Australian players is the Sheffield Shield final.
That's from March 21
That
to
also
25.
has been left up to the choice and the discretion of the player to decide whether they want to play in the IPL or in the final of Sheffield Shield. But otherwise, most boards have now given the go ahead for their players to be taking part in the IPL.
So March 22 to May end. Join us soon for the dugout, which is going to happen in the next 7 to 8 minutes.
Many of you commenting over there. Yes, we're joining you from the Sports Today studio in just about a couple of minutes.
Yeah. The topic that we're
yes.
going to discuss in this dugout is who is going to be the most expensive player in the IPL auction. Do check that out. You don't want to miss that. Tap that bell icon so when we go live. And thank you so much for joining us. From me and Harshit, it's bye-bye.